guys, it's ASBYT and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we are talking about two of potentially the most popular flagship smartphones that will be released this year. So we're talking the OnePlus 6 versus the Xiaomi Mi 7, and we've got all of the latest details on both. So welcome back to a brand new video. Recently I did a video on the OnePlus 6 and all of the latest breaking news, the actual reveal of the design, thanks to an interview with the OnePlus co-founder, and also loads of leaked images of the actual handset. I also did a video on the Mi 7 about a month ago and all of the latest information on that, but we've got more today. Now obviously we have more information on the OnePlus 6, so some of the Xiaomi Mi 7 information today is speculation, but nevertheless something that I think you will probably be interested in. This is kind of going to be a little series where I'm going to be comparing the two smartphones as they come into the world. It's definitely not the term you would use about smartphones, but nevertheless we'll go with it. Just realised that it says that. That's embarrassing. And I'm going to keep this series running up until release and probably after as well. I will be doing unboxings on both and reviews on both. So if you are interested in both of these phones, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And then anytime I post a video on the subject, you will be notified and you can get all of the latest and greatest information. So first of all, we're talking design. We'll start with the OnePlus 6 and then we'll jump onto the Xiaomi Mi 7. As I mentioned in the previous video, the back is going to have a dual camera in the middle and the fingerprint just below it. The latest information is there's going to be a sort of brushed wood effect finish. If we flip to the front hand side, we've got a small bezel on the bottom and we've of course got the notch. And due to that, we've got a display size of, the latest information is 6.28 inches, Gorilla Glass 5, resolution of 2280 by 1080, and a PPI density of 402. Now, if we jump to the Xiaomi Mi 7, so we're led to believe the back is going to largely resemble last year's model, the Mi 6, where the dual camera is positioned at the top left-hand side, whereas we're going to have the fingerprint sensor on the rear on the OnePlus 6. There is no indication we are going to see a fingerprint sensor on the rear on the Mi 7 or on the front. All the latest renders and leaks actually show that there is nothing on the back in the form of a fingerprint sensor, and a lot of people are hinting at this under the screen technology for the fingerprint sensor. However, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw just face unlock on the Xiaomi Mi 7. Now, this will be another very controversial decision made by Xiaomi if they do go down this route, the same as the iPhone 10, for example. We all know that Xiaomi do pride themselves on taking a lot of what Apple do and making it cheaper. Whether they do that with the face unlock, I don't know, but that is certainly the only two options that seem to be on the cards due to the fact that there's no room on the bottom bezel on the front and we're not seeing anything on the back like I mentioned. So first off, let me know what you think about that. If that were to be true and there was no fingerprint sensor, would that affect the sales in your opinion? Similar to the OnePlus 5T almost, we're going to see a top bezel which houses that front-facing camera. So basically stretching the screen like we saw from the OnePlus 5 to the OnePlus 5T. We're going to see the same from the Xiaomi Mi 6 to the Xiaomi Mi 7 in the fact that it's going to be pretty much the same form factor. We're just going to see that screen just stretch slightly to that 18:9 ratio. And we'll be looking at a 2160 by 1080 display and a PPI density of 427. So, do you want to see the form factor of a stretched 18:9 screen with a top and bottom bezel, or do you want to see the notch? Let me know below. We are likely to see the return of the AMOLED display for the OnePlus 6, like we saw on the 5 and the 5T. However, on the Mi 7, we are due to believe that it's going to be an LCD IPS panel, and many people will have their arguments over which is better. Most people will generally say AMOLED is better for battery performance and of course getting those richer, deeper, darker blacks as well, but that's conjecture. And again, I'd love to hear your thoughts below, what screen you would like to see on both. They're both going to be running Android Oreo, but of course the OnePlus 6 will have Oxygen OS over the top and the Mi 7 will have MIUI 9 over the top. Now the main differences between those two is that MIUI is very much more a iOS feel in the fact that there isn't an app drawer, for example. All the apps are just on scrolling through the main pages that you've got, whereas obviously Oxygen OS is very close to stock Android. There are obviously more little quirks here and there, and many people favor certain things about one or the other, but that is the core main difference. Now, they are both going to be using the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, so in terms of performance, they are both going to be lightning quick, and they are going to certainly be both two of the best performing phones of this year. Also, the GPU, we are led to believe, is going to be the same on both, so a Adreno 630 on the OnePlus 6 and on the Mi 7. So they're both going to have this top flagship performance, but the appeal of both companies is that they usually come in at a mid-tier price range, and it's going to be the case again this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a slightly higher cost to the OnePlus 6 than the Mi 7, and the reason why is that Xiaomi, for example, have released the Mi Mix 2S recently with very similar specs to the Mi 7 that we're going to see and the OnePlus 6, and the lowest cost on that phone for the 64GB of storage and the 6GB of RAM variant is around 340 UK sterling, whereas we are due to believe that the OnePlus 6 is going to come in at around 450 to 500. There is even talk and rumours and leaks of leaked photos, for example, that I did another video on, that price is going to be even higher. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mi 7 comes in at a similar price to the Mi Mix 2S. So if the OnePlus 6 does have that higher price range, is that going to affect sales? Again, I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section below. Which of the two will sell better if the price of the OnePlus 6 is more expensive? Okay, so now we're on to the cameras, and on the OnePlus 6 we have a dual 16 megapixel and a 20 megapixel camera, both with f1.7 aperture, whereas on the Mi 7 we are led to believe we're going to see a dual 16 megapixel camera, again of f1.7 aperture as well. If we flip to the front-facing shooter, the OnePlus 6 is due to have a 16 megapixel camera, whereas the one on the Mi 7 is going to be a 8 megapixel camera, again as far as we're led to believe. Both going to be capable of video recording up to 1080p. So they are some of the core features of the two phones. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the two phones at this moment in time. Which one have you got your heart set on? And of course, why? Are there any deal breakers for either that would see you sway to the other one or to a different phone in general? If there's another phone on the market of top flagship quality in that mid-tier price range, let me know what phone it is that you are looking for. And if you want to see a video on it, I will try my best to actually make that happen for you. Like and share if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful. Subscribe and hit that little notification bell if you are new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video, and I'll see you in the next one. Say ASBYT, peace out.